powerful. A nice mixture of European stars, NHL stars, and possibly one of the fastest teams in the tournament. Right at the very beginning, I said they didn't look like they were medal contenders. I said they weren't as good as the Olympic team. I'm starting to eat my words. These guys have pulled it together. They lost so many excellent hockey players, as we've said in the past, but boy, are they flying now. They're stringing the passes together, playing good defensive hockey, and they're getting great goaltending from Salo and Nordstrom.
Nordstrom has done a good job. Salo played the first few games. Nordstrom has come in to do an excellent job. The depth of the bench has got to favor the Swedes. They have got a solid lineup, man for man, right through their lineup. The Italians have got a good handful, or a little more than a handful, of very experienced, solid, skilled hockey players. After that, they've got a lot of guys that work hard and have a lot of guts. Those guys in particular are going to have to play good position, disciplined hockey on the ice.
Orlando, Tapatit, and Zerillo. Big line for the Italians. They're out there now, and these are the guys that have to contain the Swedes, but they also have to put the puck in the net.
Well, the Swedes are very well aware that Orlando and Zerillo together are a lethal pair. Tapatit, the top Italian player, actual Italian-born player, works very hard. He doesn't stop going, number 27. But right from the start, you can see that Orlando's line is out there, and they're going up against Larson, Sundin, and Forsland. That is an excellent line for Sweden as well. Mats Sundin cannot be given a step.
Mats Sundin, back from Quebec, one of the biggest players on the ice. He's one of the more physical. He's one of the fastest. He's got a very long reach, a long stride, and this guy can motor. For his size, he really does perform well. Simons, the referee, gets the teams together, and here we go. The Swedes, as I said, are playing in yellow and blue from left to right, and the Italians, every time they touch the puck, will get an enormous roar from this crowd. Tapatit goes in hard. Tapatit gets it right out front, and that bounced off the side of the net. No one there to pick it up. Tapped up along the boards. Johansson is there. Tapatit rides him out of the plate. Going back deep is Mike DeAngelis. Popped up through the circle. The Italians coming back on the attack. Svensson bangs that off the boards. Shot right on the target. Zerillo let that fly, but Nordstrom had no problem with that at all. The puck on the boards, batted away by Forsland. Forsland gives it right back to the Italians. They pump it in with Ramoser out there for his first shift. A quick change by the Italians. Dekel racing down on the right side. Dekel, one of the more physical players on the Swedish side, giving that off to Johansson. Johansson trying to get it back. Shodin waiting back at the blue line, and the Italians just clear it out of the zone. Iovio now forechecking as that comes nicely up in center. A chance as Karmbach goes in, takes the shot. Rosati will be happy with that save. That brings him right into the game. Oberau for the Italians. Oberau trying to get the pass across the rink. That didn't work. Geraldo and Iovio working up front. Three Swedes now hitting the blue line. Loose puck goes behind the goal, and that's shot all the way out with Lidstrom picking it up. Lidstrom back from Detroit after the Red Wings got knocked out of the playoffs. Long curling bouncing shot comes into the near corner. Orenskog is waiting out front as the players mix it up in the corner. Jonsson tried to kick it away. Pushed along the boards by Chitteroni. Going in quickly, Anderson. Anderson trying to get that out. Jonsson picks it up now. Jonsson being shadowed against the boards, and both teams want to change on there. That's been moved along by Jonsson. There's a little help out there as the Swedes unable to trap that. At the blue, go all the way back, and both teams will change on the fly here. Anderson being shadowed by Fijliuzi. Anderson bangs it up on the left wing. Swedes getting by Fijliuzi. Berglund is cruising in front. The backhand comes. Berglund now picks up the puck. Berglund taps it along the boards, and the Swedes continue with the pressure deep in the Italian zone. Berglund and Bergqvist mixing it up. Back to number 8 there. Svensson lets the shot go. That ricochets off the boards, rattled around. Bergqvist is there. He's being manhandled, but hangs on to the puck all the way back to the blue. Svensson lets it go upstairs. Relentless pressure. Another shot. That one misses the target as Svensson gets up there and can't keep it in the zone. The Italians under a lot of pressure.
The Italians know they've got to keep their legs going in their own end of the ice. The defense have got to keep moving. Rosati's going to hold on to that one. They want to complete their line change. No problem there. I'm starting to say earlier, Paul, about Brian Lefley on the Italian bench. He's a good coach. He knows that he can't win hockey games at this level with 4 or 5 players. Berglund getting the shot away earlier at Rosati. Lefley knows he's got to use players on the bench already. Ramoser has had a shift. Younger guys that don't normally see a lot of ice will get 30 and 40-second shifts.
And a pair of 17s going into the face-off circle. Larson for Sweden. Orlando for the Italians. The Italians taking their time getting out there. Orlando gets it back, and Tapatic picks it up. Zerillo calling for it on the boards. Pass into neutral ice territory, intercepted by Larson, and that's bobbled back to Chodin. Chodin on the far side, flipped all the way in. Rosati gloves it down. DeAngelis slows it down. Orlando, the local hero, picks up the puck, comes down the right side, breaks into center, hits the blue line. Orlando taps it into the Swedish zone, goes all the way in. Bounced away from Tapatic, and it's a 3-on-2. Coming back is Matt Sundin. Nice play there by DeAngelis. Tapatic running into trouble with a 1-on-2 situation. Chodin taking it out as Orlando gets back. This line is going to see a lot of action. Orlando goes off. Anderson on the far side. Fast start to this period. 4:31 gone on the clock. We've only had a couple of whistles. Long clearance in. Rosati will keep the puck moving. Oberau almost gave that away. Karmbach slipped. Long pass. This is nice. Coming in. Shot right on the target. Chitteroni got a piece of that, and so did Nordstrom. Karmbach comes back quickly. Karmbach has Ramoser on his tail. Ramoser with Chitteroni. Ramoser trying to break in. On the forehand side now. Lidstrom is there. All the way back to DeKelt. And Karmbach picks it up and moves forward. Correction, that was Johansson. Karmbach is out front now, looking for the puck. Chitteroni unable to get it out of the zone. Now the Italians have it on the far side. Loose puck at center is grabbed, and the Swedes and the Italians go for a change out there. 5:30 on the period gone. No score in this one. End-to-end action. No real threat to either goal for the past couple of minutes.
Nordstrom having a good save for himself on Chitteroni. That's the best opportunity the Italians have had. And they've done a good job so far defensively of keeping the Swedes to the outside.
Janssen, his shot is deflected away. Rosati with everyone in there, clears it out of the zone. Big Johansson bangs it off the boards. The Swedes are so good and so quick at turning around. Anderson, shot on goal. Rosati again had no problem with that. Anderson leaves it right on the red line. The Swedes peppering the goal area, but not hitting the target. That one deflected away. Another change for both teams. Chodin taps it up. Janssen lets a shot go. It bounces off a skate. Janssen gets in there in a hurry. Beraldo just tries to hammer it out of the zone. And the Italians slow it down as the Swedes go for yet another change. Out of the zone, a giveaway now. Going in, the shot. Bergqvist got a piece of that. Rosati eventually pounces on it as it comes right back to his doorstep.
Swedes quick to take advantage of a mistake. Rosati coming up big again. He's taking the angle away. Berglund on the move. Gets the shot off as he was being hooked up. Rosati with a good save. A little help from his friends, and he's able to hold on to the puck. Rosati knows in this game he's got to come up with the same kind of performance that Guy Hebert did in the American goal in that big win over the Russians earlier today.
That was a 3-1 scoreline. In case you missed it, it was live on Eurosport this afternoon. What a game. The Americans came out, short a couple of players. The Russians had an NHL-packed team and just couldn't get it together. The Americans played some solid defensive hockey. As Bob just said, Hebert was spectacular between the pipes. Tapetich waiting for a little support. Orlando goes in. He's dumped. Puck goes into the corner, and the Swedes come out quickly. 1, 2, 3 players now in neutral ice territory. As Stillman was taken off the puck. Berglund the far side. Sweden throwing that puck around in their own zone and in neutral ice territory. Hansen peppers that to the far side. Bergqvist, his shot is deflected in the corner. Curcelli tries to get it out, and now the Italians. A long pass from Curcelli up to Orlando, and Orlando gets it over to this side. Ramoser shoots it in. Tap up to Forsland. Forsland swings that around the boards for Sundin on the far side. That comes right back onto the near side. Ramoser trying to keep it out of the zone. That didn't happen. Sundin right in front, and that bounces away. And the Italians are struggling just a little bit out there. Ramoser on this side, waiting for the puck to come his way. The shot comes in from 24, Chitteroni.
Chitteroni, Iovio, and young Ramoser here. Roland Ramoser with the puck now doing a good job. They are really putting their passes together nicely.
Ramoser going up against Lidstrom. And that's taken by Anderson. Anderson puts it up on the wing. Forsland couldn't do anything with it, but he goes back to collect. 8 minutes, 30 seconds gone. Sacratini out there for the first time. Sacratini, a little tip onto the blue line. Iovio goes in the corner. Larson pins him against the boards. Forsland gives it to Anderson. The Swedes slowly out of the zone. Another change as the defensive pairs change up, and DeKel steps on the ice along with Karmbach. All the way back to Svensson at the blue. Long shot high into the corner. Karmbach is there. Karmbach leaves it at the hash marks. A chance now for Johansson. Svensson tees it up, and it's blocked by Sacratini, but he lost his stick. Pavlu going in now in the far corner. Drop back on the G. DeKel breaks up on the left side. Johansson goes with him. Batted down just inside the blue line. Johansson lets the shot go. A lot of Swedish players trapped inside the zone. 4 or 5 Swedish players forming a line across the red line, then the blue line. Karmbach struggled with that. Orenskog almost got it through. Orenskog races into the hash marks, gets it back to Shodin. Shodin just lobs that towards the goal. The Italians struggle to get it out again. Simons keeps his arms down. DeAngelis picks up the puck. The Italian fans love that. No real movement from the Italian forwards out there. They're standing along the boards. 2-line passes called. They're going to have to get a lot more motion into their attack.
Tapetich going for a change. He threw a good hit on Anderson, then took a good hit himself along the boards right as the 2-line offside was called. The crowd reacting to that one as Tapetich really put the grab on the Swedish forward Anderson, taking him into the boards heavily.
Shodin on the near side. Long shot, well wide of the target. Batted away all the way down the ice. No icing on the play as 24, Chitteroni goes in. Chitteroni loses out. Ramoser on this side, playing some defensive hockey now. Anderson comes up, shot. Big cheer for Rosati.
The Italian crowd loves it. A little bit of dramatical work from Rosati as he got the puck into the glove. Anderson coming over the blue line, tees it up. The Italian defenseman allow Rosati to see the puck. Puts the big stretch on with the leg and the big glove save.
You wish you'd been a goalie. You do. You'd be able to do that.
I can't see the point in wanting the success of your job being that a vulcanized rubber disc coming at you at a high rate of speed has to hit you to do your job right. The rest of the players are smart enough to know that they don't want the puck to hit him, but if a goalie doesn't let it hit him, he hasn't done his job. That's like saying, I want to play darts, but I want to be the dartboard.
I don't know if I follow that. Berglund goes into the face-off circle. Big crowd here in the Forum in Milan. This was live on Eurosport. No score. 10:37 gone on the first period. It's been, for most of this period, one-way traffic. The Swedes applying the pressure. Is it just a matter of time before they score? A 2-on-2 situation for the moment, but it's now Pavlu in the corner. Pavlu gunning against Lidstrom. Berglund goes in to help out. Berglund puts the muscle on. Sacratini is there. Lidstrom right in front of the goalie. He taps that over to Bergqvist. Bergqvist drops it back, and the Swedes have sorted themselves out in their own zone, and they come out slowly. 11:17 gone on the first period. Well, we saw a surprise result today. Lidstrom almost going in there with the Americans beating the Russians. Can it happen again today? It would be one heck of a defeat if the Italians could upset the Swedes. It's early days and there's no score in this one. A high flip all the way down the ice. Larson goes down. Forsland is in there against the boards. He got hit, but the icing whistle blew.
Crucelli giving him a hit just for good measure. The faceoff will come all the way back down into Swedish territory. The pass too far for the forwards who had just jumped onto the ice. Sundin has his line out there. Larson and Forsland joining him. Crucelli trying to bat the puck down with a high stick. It didn't matter. The puck carried on over the red line. Icing was the call. Orlando's got his line out on the ice for Italy.
11 minutes, 44 seconds gone on the period. Larson and Orlando go into the circle. Orlando gets that. DeAngelis a chance to let the shot go, and that deflects off his stick in front. Larson was cruising at the right time. Johansson goes back deep behind the net. Svensson on the far side. Johansson and Svensson work well together. Johansson is predominantly a stay-at-home defenseman. Svensson is all over the ice. Long pass up to Svensson. Two-line pass, but you can see what I mean. This guy likes to motor. Every once in a while he gets caught out. The other team scores a goal, but boy, does he do some hard work on that left side, and he creates a lot more goals for the Swedes than he concedes.
Little figure skating routine by Gates Orlando as he goes into the air. Goes for about a 360 there as Sundin got a piece of him. Two-line offside. Face-off just inside the Swedish zone. Ramoser, Chitteroni with the Iovio. Chitteroni backhands it in. No real power on the shot. Iovio taken into the boards. Svensson swoops that around. It comes back to Oberau. He gets a shot. It's deflected. An easy one for Nordstrom to get on. Karnback is hammered into the boards. And the Italians aren't as big as the Swedes, but boy, they're pushing them around this rink. Little tap up by DeKel to Karnback. Karnback tries to bring it through his skate. He falls, and the Italian fans cheer every time something like that happens. Well, the crowd always seems to have that sixth sense where they really like it when a referee or linesman fall or somebody trips over their own skates. Puck along the boards with Johansson trying to kick it free. Shodin unable to trap that one at the blue line. Stillman way deep. Got Shodin right up the middle. Johansson, rink-wide pass. A one-timer. Rosati went across quickly. Anderson was there, got the good pass from Johansson. Shodin flips it in, and both teams again go for a change. That last shot by Anderson is an example of what Lefley is going to want the Italians to take away from the Swedes. The Swedes moving into the play quickly. They've got to slow the guys down that don't have the puck. Oranskog took out Beraldo. Oranskog, a good utility player, playing out there at center on this line now. Oranskog lets the shot go. The blocker save by Rosati. Beraldo gets it in the corner and dumps it around. Marchetti along the boards.
Pavlu unable to trap it, and it goes deep into Swedish territory. Bartoloni, Veraldo. A little tap away. The Italians throw on some fresh skaters, and the Swedes continue to hang on to that puck. Cricelli, Orlando. Orlando coming down on the right side. This guy can move. Flipped into the corner. Lidstrom gets back. Right in front. Orlando just unable to get a stick on that. Deflected away. Topatic. Lidstrom back deep.
Swedes trying to open things up. They've got a player way outside of the center red line, trying to create the Italian defense to move back.
Hit the post. Big shot from the far side of the rink. Bergqvist is the man who's hanging around the red line, and that's keeping the Italian defense honest when they're in the Swedish zone. Orlando goes back and ties up his man. Long pass up into neutral ice territory. Lidstrom going back. The Italians trying to get things going. Bouncing puck comes away from number 24, Chitteroni. A chance now for Chitteroni. The backhander out front. Larson is there to pick it up. The Italians were changing on the fly, and now they're caught with a 2-on-2 situation. Sundin picks up the puck, lets the shot go, and that's deflected into the corner. Johansson wants it back at the blue. Sundin tries to get it out front. Johansson picks it up. Golfed away, and we've got a real battle between Sundin and Chitteroni on this side of the ice. Sundin towers over him, but Chitteroni was getting the stick in there. Svensson, nice save, gives it up to Sundin. Larson was taken out of the play as he moved into the circle. Boy, everybody's getting hit whether they have the puck or not. Johansson to Sundin, right in front. Larson couldn't get the shot away. Svensson fakes the shot. Right in front, Rosati goes down, loose puck. Larson takes a shot, and that goes in front. Incredible stuff as the Italians hang on with less than 4 minutes to go in the period. Back comes Svensson. Svensson fakes the shot. Iovio brings him down. Marchetti flips it high and gets it out of the zone.
The Swedes are starting to wind things up. The Italians are going to have to keep their legs going and play better disciplined hockey in their own end of the ice. They can't be chasing. The Swedes will make them look silly.
Karnback. Big shot. Rosati got the paw out and deflected it away. Figliuzzi roughs it up along the far boards. Karnback is waiting in the circle. The Italians trying to outmuscle the Swedes. It's not working, but now they're coming back with a 3-on-2. Pavlu drops it high. Beraldo took the shot, and it's deflected away. Johansson gets it up. Excellent stuff from both teams as they play non-stop without a whistle out there. Beraldo unable to get that. Karnback taken out of the play. Johansson goes in quickly. The puck along the boards, and the Italians losing out in the corner. They score!
Whoa, what a goal!
Swedes, my Lord, what a goal!
Batted right out of the air. What a goal by the Swedes. The crowd with a little bit of a delayed reaction. Whoa, that's nice stuff. Call it a lucky break if you want. It worked. Dekel swings out of the corner with the puck. The Italians are scurrying again to try and cover open bodies. The deflection is there. Goal number 1 goes to Sweden.
Rosati beaten for the first time in this game at 17-16. Stillman gets credit for that goal. There's the swing, the baseball swing, that put it in the net. Oranskog back on the attack. Puck comes out to Lidstrom. Oranskog goes back in, and Jansson picks it up to Kell. Oranskog unable to keep it in, and it trickles all the way back to Anderson. Pass up onto the blue line, and the Swedes with Jansson racing in. He's got Anderson on his tail. Jansson so big and fast. Anderson a little smaller, but just as fast and just as tough. The Italians getting back, trying to pin that on the boards. Less than 2 minutes on the period now. The Italian fans looking for a penalty out there. It doesn't come. Anderson took the shot, and it bobbles to the far side. Rosati being tested on several occasions here in the first period.
Swedes are looking very strong. Again, I'll say it, the Italians don't want to get into a skating game with this team. The Swedes will skate them right out of the building. The Italians have got to just play disciplined hockey and cover their men, not watch the puck carrier. Get into the places where you're slowing the guys down that are moving into the flow of play.
Tapatig unable to get a stick on that as it moves up to Bergqvist. Bergqvist, some good passing. Johansson drops it back. Look at the motion out there from Sweden. Hansen taking off the puck, and the Italians bat it down the ice. Coming up to the final minute of play, and the Italians will be glad when this buzzer goes to end the first 20 minutes of hockey. This has been a fast period, and the Italians have had to stay with the Swedes. Can they do it for 3 periods? Oberau hits the red line, fires it all the way in. Offside is the call.
Iovio in just ahead of the play. Chitteroni shaking his head. He's not happy with the call. Chitteroni really does work hard, Paul. Number 24, he was voted center of the Europa Cup, but he got himself in trouble on the last game of the Europa Cup by pushing a linesman. He was suspended for the Olympic Games. That's why he wasn't on the Italian team for the Olympics. Very good goal scorer, and he really does work hard.
A lot of support here for the Italians, as you would expect, but the Swedes, as you can see in the upper decks, are really here in their thousands. They almost have the same tailor because they're all dressed the same out there. 40 seconds. Forsland coming in on Rosati. Sundin unable to put it beyond him, and the Italians get it out in the zone. 28 seconds remaining on the period. Penalty coming up. Forsland tips it up. The Italians touch the puck. Elbowing is the call.
Penalty going against the Italians. 22 seconds left in the first period. Elbowing to Chitteroni. The referee was about 3 feet away from the incident. He didn't have any trouble making the call.
So Chitteroni sits for 2. His penalty will go into the second period, unless, of course, the Swedes score before the buzzer. Face-off in neutralized territory. Brian Lefley on the bench. Kurt Lundmark behind the Swedish bench. Johansson tries to get that back. Bergqvist gets it to Shodin. Quickly onto the wing. Tapped all the way in, and the Swedes set it up now with just 13 seconds. A high flip gets it out. Nordstrom taps it up to Svensson. Svensson finally controls it, winds up. Big shot well wide of the target. Offside whistle blows. Just 1 second remaining on the period. There'll be 1:39 left on the power play when the teams come back.
The Italians have been lucky in this first period to only escape being down 1 goal. The Swedes have really come on stronger and stronger. They're moving very nicely. Rosati is doing a good job in the net for Italy right now.
That's the end of the first period. 1-0 is the score. Stillman getting a very unusual goal to put the Swedes ahead at 17-16. Defensive hockey for most of the game for the Italians. Can they hang on? Or is that the game plan? Just hang on and wait for their chances?
Well, when they do get chances, they're going to have to make the most of them. They do have a few guys that can score goals, and when given the opportunity, they're going to have to bury them. They know that the Swedes are going to carry the puck most of the game. They know it's going to be played predominantly in their end of the ice. So Rosati's going to have to come up big. Brian Lefley has done a good job of getting a few defensemen back together. He's done his homework on who's played with who in the Italian league. He's got De Angelis and Curcelli going together. They play together in Milan. Di Gaetano and Oberau play together. Compoy and Bartoloni. These guys have been brought back into the national team, and they play together all year. So they are solid defensively. They've got 3 solid sets of defense.
Earlier on today, the USA beat Russia 3-1, so the Russians go home. And the USA live to fight another day. Canada against the Czech Republic tomorrow, and Finland against Austria. Interesting game there, Canada and the Czech Republic. I can't wait for that one. The Finns, well, what will they do with the Austrians? Or should I turn that one around? What will the Austrians do with the Finns? We're going to take a break right now, but we'll be back in a moment with some highlights and then the second period of this hockey game. Welcome back to the Forum in Milan. Paul Ferguson here with Richard Beaupre. We're waiting for the Swedes and the Italians to come out to start the second period. Sweden with one goal at 17-16 by Stillman. A bit of a baseball swipe put it beyond Rosati's reach, and that's been the only scoring in the period. And while we have a couple of minutes here, the officials are coming out now. I can tell you that if you watch the game today between the Russians and the Americans won, and they go on into the next round. You would have noticed that Bill Lindsay wasn't there from Team USA. Well, the other night against Finland, after the game, he failed the International Ice Hockey Federation doping procedure. And according to information received by the U.S. team, the player Lindsay has been taking a multivitamin supplement which is known as Spark and can be purchased over the counter without a prescription in the United States. This supplement contains ephedrine, which is banned substance, and according to the International Ice Hockey Federation rules, the player was not aware that ephedrine was in this vitamin supplement. He refused to undergo a test of the B sample and confirmed his offense. He can't play any more games in the tournament, and he's been suspended until December 31st this year. So bad news for the USA. Despite that bad news, they went on to beat the Russians today, and they go into the next round. The Russians go home. The teams are back on the ice. The Swedes will be playing from right to left. They are winning this game. It's a big word, that winning. And the Italians have a lot of work to do.
They haven't really been able to penetrate the Swedish zone. They started out, the Swedes, out of their own end, that is, and the Swedes just keep forcing them. When they get to the neutral zone, they go outside. They're forced out to the boards. They're pitched out of the play, and they've only had one or two decent shots. Chitteroni had a couple of opportunities early in the period, but after that, it really was all Sweden.
Here's another look at that one and only goal. Stillman getting a piece of that. He should be playing for the Yankees. DeAngelis. Nordstrom comes out of his net to get the touch, and the Swedes on the power play for the next minute and 24 seconds. Started up with Johansson. Rink-wide pass. Sundin takes a swipe at it. The Swedes, three of them, camped out in the neutral zone. Bergqvist. Johansson. Still with Johansson. He taps it in the corner. Everyone getting back in a hurry, and that's golfed all the way down the ice.
Good job by the Italians. They want to get somebody out on the ice for Zerillo. Now Iovio comes out for Zerillo.
Johansson takes it on the near side. Pops that back in. The return pass to Johansson. Little cat and mouse along the boards with Sundin. Sundin looking for the return pass. That goes all the way back to the blue. And the Swedes with Svensson play it around. 36 seconds on the power play. Coming in close. Rosati went down as Bergqvist was right there. Johansson gives it to Sundin. Johansson wanting back at the blue, but Sundin got it in over the red. Sundin works his way back to the blue line. Falls down, but gets the pass into the corner. Return pass to Sundin. Boy, is this guy cool. 12 seconds on the power play. One-timer. Second shot coming in. Goaltender down. Bergqvist almost rammed that home. Svensson gets it to the far side. Johansson lets a shot go. Kurchelli took that hit up, and it's a break now. Chitteroni brought down. Kurchelli took that high shot. and really took it on the shoulder. He went to the bench.
That shot hurt. Curcelli couldn't get off the ice fast enough. Rosati coming up big again. 2 or 3 good saves.
From the side of the net, the Italians work against Ornskog. Di Gaetano now goes in, hits his man, and the Italians trying to muscle there with Anderson being pushed off the puck. Oberau gives it away to Jonsson. Jonsson gets it back to the blue line. Puck bounces over to the near side. Ornskog gets it all the way back. Stillman scores! Jonsson got a little touch and changed the direction of that puck ever so slightly.
Little touch is exactly right. Nice tip. Jonsson gets the goal. Rosati didn't have a chance. You got to feel bad for Rosati. He's played so well. He had no control over that one at all. Shot coming from the blue line, right in front of the net. Jonsson just getting a touch on the puck. The Italians going back, patting Rosati on the pads, telling him to forget about it, shake it off. We still need you. A lot of hockey left to go here. We're only down by 2.
Well, I can assure you that Thomas Forsland did not score that goal. It was Jörgen Jonsson positioned out front, got the tip and the shot from the blue. 2:29 the time of the goal, and the Swedes pick up number 2.
The Swedes look very comfortable. That's the dangerous thing for the Italians right now, is the Swedes have really relaxed into this game. They're skating hard and they're controlling the play.
Figliuzzi, the side of the net. Figliuzzi is one of these little scampering type players that the Italians have in the lineup. A pesky little guy. A weird and wonderful balance as that thing went way up in the air and came down. We're going to have a face-off. That stayed in the air for a long, long time. It almost defied gravity.
Referee Simons blowing the whistle and taking over from the linesman on that one. He saw where the puck had gone off the top of the plexi up onto the netting. It really was a strange shot taken by Figliuzzi.
Figliuzzi at center is allowed to stay around. He wasn't told to go. He eventually brings himself back into it. An excellent crowd here in the Forum. A lot of Swedish support on the upper decks, the Italians down lower. And both sets of supporters have got their faces painted, the drums beating, the horns blowing, as you can hear in the background. Berglund to the far side of the rink. The Swedes now with 4 players, neutral ice territory. Anderson taps it into the corner to Hansen. Hansen trying to get it along the boards, and he does. Figliuzzi goes after him. Hansen is spun around. Figliuzzi picks up the puck. Poke check right on the red line, and the Italians now coming out, throwing it up on the right wing. Nobody to pick it up. Anderson, long pass, batted down. Beraldo to Figliuzzi. Figliuzzi trying to get that over to the far side of the rink. That didn't work, and the Swedes just dump it out of the zone. Curcelli, his pass is deflected over the plexi, and will have another face-off in neutral ice territory.
That puck became a souvenir in a hurry. The Swedes were in the middle of a line change. Puck was deflected. Zerillo, Orlando, Topatig had just jumped onto the ice for the Italians.
Excellent atmosphere in this building. This really is a beautiful ice rink. Larson from the face-off loses out, and Topatig gets it into the Swedish zone. Johansson gives it away, and the Italians pick it up and shoot it right back in, with DeAngelis getting a touch of the puck. Forsland waiting for it at the blue. It doesn't come his way. A little tap up now for Sundin. Sundin, the backhand pass doesn't go anywhere, but Sundin gives it out to Larson. Larson looking for Svensson. Bouncing puck comes out into neutral ice territory. And the indication from the Canadian referee is that was tipped forward, or pushed forward with a palm of a hand. Have a face-off in neutral ice territory yet again.
And the Swedes going for yet another change just when it appeared that they were going to have something going. Larson was spun around on the play nicely by DeAngelis, taking him out. That could have been dangerous. There's a Swede wide open by the side of the Italian goal.
Well, they've now moved the face-off back into the Italian zone where it should have been, but the linesman a moment ago was lined up outside the blue line. Stillman couldn't grab that. He's being shadowed by Chitteroni. All the way back, and the Swedes throwing the puck around nicely. Karmbach, offside is the call.
Johansson, unable to stay on side. A good job by Emilio Iovio, just pushing him offside as the Swedes were attacking the Italian goal once again. Chitteroni back on the ice for the Italians. This guy's gotten a lot of ice in this game already.
Out on the ice, too, is Bob Oberau, and I can tell you that Bob is engaged to Frangie Pani, who is Frangie Pani's daughter, rather. And Mr. Pani is sitting next to me doing the play-by-play for Italian television. So I have to watch what I say about Big Bob. The Swedes, long pass up. Karmbach is hit nicely by Chitteroni, and the Swedes bring it right up. Long shot. Rosati steered that away, and the Swedes' Bopes are out hustling, out muscling the Italians right now.
Well, we knew they'd be able to outskate them, but the Italians are just going to have to keep working away. They need to get a break. They need to snap the bubble here, get a goal on Nordstrom. That might get them going a little.
They need to get some shots on Nordstrom first. He really hasn't been tested in a long time. Oberau deep.
First period, the Italians were outshot 13-3. I think all three of those shots are from Chitteroni.
Another face-off coming in as that went over the boards. 5:41 gone on the second period. 2-0 the score. Stillman picking up the first goal in the first period. Janssen coming back near the start of the second.
Marchetti getting ice time now. Brian Leffley using his bench. Marchetti on the defense with Comploy.
The Swedes with a lot of room out there. No pressure at all. Figiuzzi standing back by the blue line. Janssen, number 20 for Sweden, is cruising around that blue line sometimes. He went back to the red line on that one. Big shot going in. Scores!
What a play by the Swedes. What more can you say? You just said, Paul, Janssen cruising by the Italian blue line. The Swedish defense came out of the zone with the puck. Janssen made that swing and then went right straight back toward his own goal, right at the center red line. The puck was right on his stick. He just pushed the puck over. The Swedes were off to the races.
.604 the time of the goal.
Tampa Bay Lightning property, Mikael Anderson just had to put the touch on that one. He skated right into the puck so nicely. Good play by Sweden.
3-0 now as the Swedes bring it up yet again. Tabatic. Bergqvist slides it through. And that's bounced high down the ice. Comes down to Svensson. Svensson gets to the far side of the rink. Up to Berglund. Berglund with Bergqvist. A high shot. Rosati's out of his net. Hansen moves in there quickly, and the Italians give it away. Hansen has Bergqvist on the far post. Hansen is poke-checked into the corner. The Italians trying to bring it out. Long pass up to the blue line. Zerillo couldn't handle that. Tabatic now goes up on Svensson. Dropped all the way back, and the pass over to the far wing is grabbed by Orlando. And eventually Zerillo gets it. Zerillo with Tabatic. Nordstrom got a stick on that. Svensson, so strong, just kind of powered his way around the net. Forsland and Oberau. Oberau got hold of that. Brought up quickly by Berglund. Berglund taps it through to Sundin. Sundin fans on the... Shall he score? Sundin was powering in there.
Forsland ends up with the final touch. Sundin with 2 chances at it. Rosati made the initial save as Sundin was right in the crease. Forsland comes in to have a touch on the puck. Sundin right on top of Rosati. 1 shot. The second one is there. Unable to hold on to the puck is Rosati. Forsland gets into the play. Number 27 and just bats it underneath Rosati, who is down and out of the picture.
Goal scored at 7:27. Big period for the Swedes here at the Forum in Milan. The Italians with really no response at all to their attack. It's one-way traffic out there as Larson drops it back to Sundin, who drops it even further back onto the D. 7:43 gone on the period. The Italians in total disarray out there. The Swedes are looking more and more powerful. Sodin let the shot go, and Rosati had no problem with that.
It's a great experience just to sit feet away from the ice and see how the Swedes set their plays up breaking out. That center coming back into the center area, either they'll hit him with that tip and the wingers are going straight up their lanes, or the wingers just cross over all the way and they go up the opposite side. The Italians really don't know how to handle the Swedes right now.
That bounces away from Stillman, flipped over to the far side, and Shodin peppers it in. Oberau was there for Italy. Oberau up on the wing. The Italians being pressed back into their own zone. Oberau flips it over to the near side, out of the zone, and that's gloved down in neutralized territory. Swedes go for a change, and Oberau goes right back in. 8.5 minutes now gone on the second period as Oberau pumps that in. Offside is the call.
Italians starting to argue with each other a little bit as they go to the bench. A couple of players having words. It is frustrating when you're really up against it. They're trying to hold the fort down, but the Swedes are just too powerful. They're just running the Italians right out of the building right now.
From the face-off, Comploy over to Bartoloni. Long shot, well high and away from the target. Peter Anderson. Johansson to Anderson. Right up the middle to Karmbach. Look at the one touches. Johansson goes into the corner. Johansson hangs on. Bartoloni. Pavlu waiting for that to come out, and the Italians again are in trouble. Rosati goes down. Big save there.
Give and goes by the Swedes down low this time. Dackel getting the shot off. Rosati with a stick save.
Rosati really seeing a lot of rubber in this period. 9 minutes now gone on the period, and that goes back behind the goal. The Italians are being hustled off these pucks when they're along the boards. This time it comes to them. Ramoser now with a burst of speed. Ramoser. Long tip up. Janssen gets it over. Drop pass. Ornskog. Johansson. Johansson right in front. That went underneath the stick as Bartoloni slows it down. Beraldo breaks up middle. Beraldo gets the pass, and it goes through his stick, through his skates. Svensson waltzed in there. Fijliuzi stays on him. Fijliuzi goes after Svensson. Janssen picks it up for Sweden. The shot. Scores! Svensson doing a lot of the work. The puck ended up with Janssen, his second goal of the game. Janssen drilled that one inside the circle. He was at the time. Rosati beaten. Svensson taken off the puck. The action continued with Janssen. He had a lot of time. The full wind-up there. Big slap shot. Goal number 5 for the Swedes. 9:52 gone on the second period. Curcelli wants it over here and gets it. But the Italians really are outclassed in this one. Long shot beyond the net, ends up behind the net, and the Swedes trying to get the quick breakaway. That almost worked had it not been for DeAngelis. Hansen goes after him. Curcelli on the far side now. Curcelli back to DeAngelis. Bergqvist hanging around the blue line, doing a bit of forechecking. Good little pass over to Curcelli. Curcelli goes in against Stillman. And the Swedes with Hansen on the puck. Hansen up to Berglund. Berglund's taken out of the play along the boards. Ramoser, pass up into center, and the Italians now with a 2-on-3 situation. Ramoser, his shot is deflected away. The Swedes aren't even letting them take the easy shots on Nordstrom. They're getting in front of everything.
Even when the Italians do come down the ice, 3-on-2, the Swedes are able to get back, make it a 3-on-3 in a hurry, and if they don't, the defense are still quick enough that they step right up on the Italians. The Italians maybe used to having a little bit more time to make the play, make a pass, take a shot, do what they want. Not against the Swedish team. The defensemen are big, very mobile, and they get right up on the Italians at the blue line. A couple times the Italians have come down, the shots have been deflected, they've gone off the stick up into the crowd. They're really nothing that Nordstrom has to worry about whatsoever at the moment.
Larson circles across the net. Lidstrom in the near corner. Lidstrom on the blue line. Lidstrom again. Look at these defensemen going forward for the Swedes. That goes right in front. And Rosati got a tip on it. Pushed along the boards. The Italians now in possession. Giving that away in neutralized territory. The Italians are going to have to make those passes click.
It's frustrating. The Italians just can't seem to get anything going. And as far as the Swedes go, the defense are getting more and more involved in the offense, and why not? They got a 5-goal cushion, and they're having fun. You can see that the Swedes are enjoying the game right now. They're just really flowing around as they want to, moving the puck around, getting quick changes. They seem to be very relaxed on the bench, and this game is totally in their control at present.
Uphill battle for the Italians. 5-0 the score. What can Lefley do behind that Italian bench? He can only work with what he's got. Comploy gets it up on the wing. A chance now for Chitteroni. Over to the far side. Ramoser is there. Johansson goes in quickly with a poke check. Ramoser, Chitteroni. Chitteroni goes up high. Gets Svensson, and the crowd love that. The Italians going back on the defensive now as the Swedes shoot that in with Chitteroni picking it up in the corner. Not a great clearance from him. Iovio got it. Ramoser on the far side. Johansson with that big reach. Shot off the plexi, nowhere near the net. Karmbach is dumped. Play continues as that goes behind the goal. 12:20 gone on the period now as the Swedes come up yet again. Sweden looking so very powerful. Johansson was held in front. Karmbach and Dekel buzzing around. Rosati almost caught him napping. Stillman wants it back at the blue. Dekel unable to get the pass out, and the Italians with a very slow build-up with Comploy hitting the red line. The shot goes in, and Nordstrom pushes that to Shodin, up to Janssen. Janssen working with Anderson. These guys work well. Anderson unable to get the stick on it. It's pushed past Shodin. The Italians in neutralized territory. This is better as Beraldo comes up, gets a shot. It's bounced away. And quickly up to Janssen. Janssen, not a great pass from him. A breakdown in communications there. 13-13 gone on the period. Curcelli on the near side. Anderson forechecking. A little flip in by DeAngelis. Stillman has a lot of time to bring it out.
Every time the Italians do feed a pass through and they actually look like they have something going, just to add insult to injury, the Swedish defensemen are blocking shots as well. Nordstrom probably would like to handle a couple during this period.
Nordstrom won't even have to take a shower at the end of the game if this continues. Anderson puts it in the corner. Penalty coming up. The goaltender has come off. The Swedes have put on an extra attacker. Bergqvist races out there to take up position behind the goal. Little touch there. Good save on Bergqvist by Rosati as that shot was from point-blank range. Johnson starts to mix it up. Cross-checking is the call.
Well, if you're Curcelli standing around in front of the net, the way things are going now, why not give a guy an extra shot? Try and make something happen for yourself. Get a little self-satisfaction out of it. The Italians had the delayed call on anyways. Curcelli going to the penalty box as it was. The Swedes want to know why he isn't going to get another one as well. Rosati made a great save in front of the goal off Bergqvist. Face-off coming outside the zone. That's another thing the Swedes are questioning right now. The linesman has made his decision. It's going to stand. The Swedes with a man advantage for 2 minutes. 14:05 in the second period. Coming out of the corner, Janssen taking a shot from Curcelli. The referee was right behind the two of them in the corner. He easily made the call.
Face-off in neutral ice territory. Anderson. Long clearance into the corner. Icing is, or offside is the call. Face-off goes out to neutral ice territory, the Italian side of the red line. Orlando. That comes back, and the Italians get it out of the zone with Oberau peppering it down to Anderson. Peter Anderson trying to stick handle right through into the blue. Bergqvist. Bergqvist on the far side takes over and gives Lidstrom a break. Lidstrom now taps it along the boards, back to Lidstrom. He's got Anderson cruising up in front. Back to Lidstrom. Lidstrom can't control that hard pass. The Italians pushing the Swedes out, but they take a lot of time to set it up. Anderson pumps it back into the corner. Hansen. Lidstrom, Anderson. Henderson. Coming up to 1:05 left on the power play. The shot goes in. Rosati goes up and makes a save.
Bergqvist isn't happy. Di Gaetano took him down from behind. Rosati had the puck. The whistle had blown. Bergqvist was sent for a ride. It's always going to be tough around the front of the goal. On the play, the Swedes putting on a passing seminar for the crowd that's in attendance at this game, moving the puck around very nicely. Minute and 3 seconds left on Curcelli's penalty.
Both teams get fresh legs out on the ice. Face off in the Italian zone. Larson trying to kick that back. Chitteroni. Terrible clearance by him as Forsland went in and took him out of the boards, onto the boards rather. Svensson along the boards. Larson is there, everyone pushing and shoving.
Well, Svensson actually owes Chitteroni one. He held back on that one. Last shift on the ice, Chitteroni got the elbow up high on Svensson and took his helmet off quite cleanly. Svensson followed him down the ice, but nothing more has become of that situation.
He took his number, and if he has to, he'll get him on the beach in the summer. Johansson over to Svensson. Svensson gets the return pass on the hash marks. The Swedes with a patient build-up. Sundin moving in front. Larson gave it to Forsland. Little tip away, and the Swedes continue to hang on to that puck. Sundin unable to grab that. 23 seconds on the power play. We're coming up to the 16-minute mark in the period. It's a 5-0 game. The Swedes are outplaying and outscoring the Italians. Sundin. Iovio tries to get the hook. Rosati kind of fanned on that. He meant to get the stick out, but he had the pad there. Nevertheless, he made the save.
Pushing and shoving after the play again. Sundin on the off wing with a stride on the defense. Iovio can't catch him. Marchetti chasing. He tries to go for the short side. Rosati did a good job of getting the leg down and covering the near post.
Six seconds on the penalty out there. The Italians have been bombarded from all angles. 4 minutes now remaining on the period. The Swedes really have outplayed the Italians, and they continue to do so. Italians back at full strength. Sacratini puts in the lumber. Big chop as that comes all the way down the ice into the Italian corner. Carmbach pressed against the boards. Comploy. Good little move by him as he took out the Swede. Long pass over to Topatic. Topatic going in, trying to get something going for the Italians. If these guys score, this place will erupt. Little tap up on the wing, and the Swedes now with Carmbach putting it up on the left side to Dekel. Topatic trying to break through. Pushed away by Johansson. Dekel brings it back. Comploy stays on him. Carmbach trying to stick handle through a couple of players out there. That didn't work. On the far side, the Italians working up. Sacratini all the way back to De Gaetano rather. As that shot in the circle and eventually popped out of the rink.
I think with an ice surface this big, the Italians would from time to time find open space. They just haven't so far in this game. Less than 3 minutes to play in the second period. All lanes, all avenues, the neutral zone, down low. Everything has been taken away from the Italians. The Swedes are just skating all over the ice. They're really doing the job against the Italians in this game.
Even when the Italians find the open space and they get the puck, the Swedes are right on them. Either the Italians aren't moving, or if they are moving, the Swedes are there within a matter of 1 or 2 seconds. They really do have that good speed that they keep going throughout the entire shift. These guys are not standing around. We saw a game the other night where Great Britain was playing, and several players were told by the coach to wait on the boards for a pass to come. You can't do that at this level. You got to keep moving. You've got to keep the wheels turning, and this is what the Swedes do best.
Well, with due respect, it's also, a lot of it has to do with the style of play and the league of play that a lot of the guys have come from. The Italians have been in the domestic league most of the season. A lot of the Swedes are in the top elite league in Sweden, or they're NHLers. The level of play is a little bit different. The skill level is not that much different, but the speed of the game, the quickness, the passing, the shooting, it's a step above.
2.5 minutes remaining on the period. Ornskog fires it up to Anderson. Back to Ornskog. Ornskog in the corner. De Gaetano gives him a rough ride as that bounces out front. Beraldo wanted to get it, but Pavlu put the chop in there to put it down the ice. Anderson. A big hit there off the play by De Gaetano as he went off the ice. He really did sock it to Jonsson. Jonsson, number 20, looked back across the bench as Ornskog breaks in, and I know Jonsson took a number there.
Yeah, he certainly did. He was right in front of his own bench. A couple of players letting him know who it was as well.
Hansen drops it off. Berglund drops it off. Anderson drops it off to another Anderson out there. And the Swedes doing a great job of throwing the puck around as they go through their paces here in the second period. 5-0 the scoreline. 1:35 left on the period. Icing the call.
Swedes shaking their heads on that one. Berglund, Bergqvist, Johansson, and Hansen. 3 guys, almost 4, capable of getting a breakaway on that. That pass from Svensson missing all of them.
Faced off deep in the Swedish zone, and I can't remember when they last had a shot on the goalie.
It has been a while.
.28 gone on the period. Berglund gets it back. Bergqvist picks it up. Hansen waiting on the wing. The Swedes now coming with 3 players up to the red line. Hansen drops it off, and Svensson goes back, chased by Orlando. Zerillo on the far side is shadowing. Johansson tips it up. Berglund flips it in. Rosati gloves that down and leaves it beside the net. Little pass up to Topacic. Orlando couldn't get that. Hansen with Berglund. Last minutes of play in the game, or in the period rather. Orlando flips it over to the far side. Long pass up to Topacic. Does he have the speed to compete with Svensson? Topacic still going at it, and well, the crowd love that as the puck is iced. Anytime the Italians look like they're even going to touch the puck in the Swedish zone, the Italian fans get right behind them.
Well, the Topacic's credit, he gave it his all. Svensson's as quick as most forwards. Was doing an excellent job of getting himself back into the play. Topacic had a couple of good moves, but was unable to get a shot off. Nordstrom back there still waiting for his wake-up call in the Swedish goal. 39 seconds left to play in the second period.
From the face-off, Shodin. The Swedes relying heavily on their defense to bring that puck up. 28 seconds remaining on the period. Stillman getting back in a hurry to out-hustle and out-muscle the Italians. Little drop over. Larson goes one way. Forsland drops the puck off, and the Italians in neutralized territory now with Ramoser. Ramoser over the line, and the whistle blows as the officials get in between the players down on the board. Stillman goes away.
Chitteroni really is a feisty little character. He has a go at everybody or anybody. Chitteroni, again, his second elbowing call of the game. Goes to the penalty box. The Swedes will take the man advantage. They don't have a problem with that.
11 seconds remaining on the period, so like the last period, the penalty will go into the next period, unless, of course, the Swedes score before the end of the period. I got a couple of periods in there.
I think you did, actually. We've almost come to the close of the second one, if that means anything to you.
2 minutes for elbowing.
Elbowing the call, and Figliuzzi goes in at center. More pressure to soak up for Rosati and company. The Swedes will let this period come to a slow close. There goes the buzzer. An excellent period for Sweden. They came out firing after 2 minutes and 29 seconds. Jansson putting the puck in the net. They already had a goal in the first period from Stillman's stick. Anderson then about 4 minutes later, and then Forsland and Jansson again. Some good stuff from the Swedes, and they really do look powerful. They're actually totally outclassing the Italians.
They are. They're a league above the Italians right now. A couple of classy goals from Jansson. The goal from Anderson, the third goal of the game for Sweden, was an unbelievable play. It was a textbook play, something you would teach on a blackboard or watch on a video. They really did put that together nicely. Started in their own end. 4 players getting a touch on the puck. It was like 5 guys on the ice by themselves doing the job.
Rosati has been working hard. He's made some great saves, but he can't do it on his own.
Well, Rosati's really been up against it. Even when he makes the first save, if he can't control the rebound, there's always somebody in his face. The Italian defensemen do play it tough around the goal, but the Swedes are very quick. They're always able to get a stick on the puck.
Well, if the Swedes win this, then they're going to play the winner of the Canadian-Czech Republic game. We already know that the USA will take on the winner of Finland or Austria. I have a feeling that that one is going to be a Finnish victory. The Austrians are a tough team. They're a hard-hitting team, but they really don't have the depth that the Finns have.
Well, the Finns have shown their superiority throughout the first round. They are going to be a force to be reckoned with right to the finish, I feel. The U.S. are going to watch them closely in practice. They're going to watch the game against the Austrians and try and get the formula to beat them.
We're going to show a couple of games a day tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday, so stay with us. We've got a lot of action coming up on Eurosport, and most of it will be live. We'll let you know when it'll be live. We'll let you know when it'll be highlights, if that is the practice we're going to do. But we're going to take a break right now. We'll be back with some highlights and action from the third and final period here at the Forum in a moment. Welcome back. Paul Ferguson here with Richard Beaupre. The venue is the Forum in Milan. It's the 1994 World Ice Hockey Championships. Sweden 5, Italy 0. The Swedes are coasting now. They're playing some great hockey, and they're not getting much opposition from the Italians. The Italians skating out on the ice now. They have a lot of support in this building, as you would expect, but they really can't do anything against this really powerful Swedish side.
We've seen some excellent hockey played by Orlando, Zerillo, Topatic, and a few of the other Italian forwards. They just really haven't been able to get on track in this game. They're not being given the space. The Swedes are muscling them off the puck. They're keeping them to the outside, and they're really just controlling the puck. They've had possession of the puck about 75 to 80% of this game. And the Italians really just haven't had a sniff at Nordstrom or the Swedish goal very seriously.
The skating from the Swedish team is a lot stronger. The stick handling skills are there that aren't there with the Italians. The shots are harder. It's a different ball game out there. Earlier on today, the Americans came up with a surprise victory over the Russians in the first game of the day here in the quarterfinals, day 10. Craig Janney put the Americans on the scoreboard at 17-33 on a power play goal. Young came up with 2 goals in the second period, and the third period was a Russian period with Kovalenko picking up a goal. So that's the way it ended, 3-1. The Russians came up, they took their goaltender off in the dying seconds, they peppered the goal, but Guy Hebert was just sensational. He kept Kamensky out on a couple of short breaks, and he really did look strong, and he was one of the reasons they won the game. So the USA go through to the next round. The Russians go home.
The Americans played a very good game. The Russians seemed to be right out to lunch a lot. It was a bit of a lackluster performance from the Russians. They were missing line changes even. There was one point where the puck was dropped. They still only had 4 guys on the ice. They were scampering to try and get a 5th man out there. Just very uncharacteristic of the Russian team. Boris Mikhailov more than once had both arms in the air, pointing at players, looking at them as if to say, hey, what's going on here? The Russians weren't really in it with their heart. I'm not sure that they had big ideas of going on. The Americans, to their credit, though, played an excellent game. They got good goaltending from Hebert and a couple of nice goals, as you said, Paul. They're on their way. They'll be watching the Finn-Austrian game very closely. The Finns highly favored, but hey, the Austrians are another team that bump and grind. You never know. On the day, they could come up with a shock upset.
Face-off at center. The Italians with a man down for 1:45 now. And the Swedes, Johansson going back. Nordstrom comes out, gets the touch. As we said, he really didn't have to do a lot in the second period. Larson. Sundin breaks in. Larson over to Forsland. Forsland has Svensson back at the blue line. Sundin picks up the puck. Back to Larson. Larson, his pass is deflected away, and penalty seconds ticking down to 1:13. Johansson to the far side to Svensson. Larson picks up a little speed, gets the short pass, and comes down to the blue line. Sundin going in, gives it off, return pass, a kick save by Rosati.
Sundin getting the puck back as quickly as he'd given it up. Rosati had to be quick on that play.
Johansson now out on the ice for the Swedes. Karnback in the center. Drop back. Little pass in there. Karnback. Oh, they make it look so simple.
There wasn't anything difficult about that goal at all. Chitteroni comes out of the penalty box now. A power play effort for the Swedes. Puck moved across so nicely. Dackle going in right by the side of the net. Karnback is right there. The puck is right on his stick. All he has to do is direct it into the empty net.
Power play goal at 1 minute and 8 seconds of this final period. 6-0 the score. And this is becoming a rout. Shodin. Pass up to DeKell. DeKell can't hang on to that. Johansson wanted it, and now he gets it at the blue.
At 1 minute, 8 seconds.
Thrown up along the boards. DeAngelis getting back. Fires that all the way up to the official who trapped it. Thrown right out front, and that's batted away as the Italians struggle to get out of the zone. A chance now. Ramoser took the shot, but Shodin got in front of it. That's been the story all night.
Shodin, just another big mobile defenseman for the Swedes, able to get back. Ramoser had 2-3 strides on him, but Shodin got back there quickly and got a stick on the puck.
Hornskog flips that to the far side. And the Italians with a 3-on-3 situation. Finally, the long shot comes, and Nordstrom is tested. No real steam on it. And the Swedes are back on the attack. 4 players at the blue line. Janssen watches that go over as the Italians bring it out slowly on the left side. Pass right up the middle. Tapatig. Janssen, big hit by Tapatig as Janssen goes down heavily. Sweden with Anderson in neutral ice territory, losing out. Orlando chops at that. Zerillo takes a swipe, takes another hit. And we have 3-on-2, but Zerillo gets back. Tapatig and Orlando shoots, hits the post. Tapatig goes in. Big goal for the Italians.
Orlando getting the shot away. The Swedes had gone for a change. Tapatig kept the puck in the zone. Orlando was in all by himself. His shot goes off the post. Svensson goes with Orlando. Tapatig quick to get in there. He gets the shot off. It just barely makes it over the goal line as Nordstrom dove back into the play and tried to get a piece of the puck. He did, but he couldn't hold it out of the net. The referee is checking with the video people to see once again if the puck was over the line. There is no question about it. He now signals to everybody in the building that the goal is good. No doubt about it. Well, that's a goal all the way.
Where was the goal judge? Why didn't he ask the goal judge? I don't really believe he has to ask the video people. That was definitely a goal.
The goal judge put the red light on a little bit late. I think that's why the Canadian referee went over to check with the video people.
Al minuto 2:49 del terzo tempo, realizza la prima rete per l'Italia, il numero 27.
2:49, the time of the goal, and the Italian fans who love Tapatig give him a big cheer for getting credit for that goal.
At 2 minutes and 49 seconds of the
Bergqvist drops it back.
by number 27.
Little tip in from Svensson to Johansson. Johansson backhands that around the back of the net. Fijliuzzi swipes at that along the board. Svensson, a good job of trapping it on the far side. Going to be a penalty on the plate. Rosati comes out of his net. The Italians will have the man advantage. Grabbing on the stick on the far side. The Italians now. Long pass up on the wing. The Swedes touch it. And the whistle blows. Power play situation at 3:26 of the period.
Svensson going to the penalty box for holding the stick. Bob Overall having a quick word with Johansson. Johansson got the elbow up a little bit behind the Italian goal earlier. Overall's helmet was on the front of his head rather than the back. Svensson to the penalty box. A goal by the Italians seems to have lifted their spirits a little. They've got a long way to go to have any sort of a major comeback here, but man advantage now, and another quick goal will certainly keep this crowd on their toes.
There's the infraction along the boards. The Canadian referee seeing that away. Geraldo goes in, and it's cleared down the ice.
Penalty to number 8, Magnus Svensson. 2 minutes for holding the stick.
Chitteroni passes it up on the wing, and the Italians move it in over the blue. A giveaway there. Stillman with a lot of time to shoot it down the ice.
Iovio came into the middle rather than staying wide. He didn't have anybody up there with him yet. The Swedes didn't have any trouble clearing the zone on that play.
Beraldo on the right side. Iovio falls, picks himself up. Beraldo spins around. Shodin goes in hard. Pushed all the way back behind the net. Beraldo is there. Chitteroni is there. Back to the blue line. Oberau taps it all the way in. Beraldo, Iovio, the one-timer from Beraldo. The pass came out from Iovio. Chitteroni Iovio, Stillman goes in hard. Shodin powers that along the boards, and it goes all the way down the ice. Quick change for both teams out there as the Italians work on the power play with 50 seconds. Nice pass up the top of Teague at the red line. Top of Teague breaking in. Offside is the call as number 16, Zerillo, was breaking on the far side of the rink.
Top of Teague going at it with Karnbach. A couple of serious words between the two, and they got the swords up for a minute. They elected to withdraw them as the referee came in quickly. Looked like a little bit of a sword fight going to happen, but the crowd settled back down. The two players separated. We might see more of that one. Top of Teague going and lining up right now opposite Karnbach.
The face-off, Zerillo backhands that into the corner. Janssen is there. Janssen finds the plexi and pushes that one all the way down. Boy, did that one fly. Rosati cleverly puts it onto the near side. 29 seconds on the power play. Flipped in by Orlando. Top of Teague overrides that. Orlando called for it. A bouncing puck comes in front all the way back to the blue line. They can't keep it in. Curcelli will go deep.
Swedes getting a couple of fresh players out. Stillman having a word with Svensson in the box.
9 seconds now on the power play. The Italians. Top of Teague. Top of Teague unable to get around Johansson. Eventually got the puck out front, and Johansson, another Johansson, shot it out as far as the blue. Swedes are back at full strength.
Stillman had a chat with Svensson before he came out of the box. The plan was that Svensson would stay up front, and that's what he did. He got himself involved on the offense quickly.
Zerillo, a moment earlier, Rosati came up, and his clearance wasn't the best one. It took a deflection. Both teams again changing on the fly. Karnbach.
Now the Swedes have 3 forwards and 2 defensemen rather than the reverse. Svensson staying on, Stillman going off.
Janssen almost caught that one at the blue line. The Italians just dumping it up to the Swedish blue line. Svensson takes a little elbow in the face, and that's pushed over to Johansson. Johansson throws it into center ice for Janssen. Orenskog is out there. Now Shodin takes over from Johansson. Boy, do these guys change quickly. 6:25 gone on the period. 6-1 is the score. Shodin slows it down. Stillman jumps on the ice. Stillman. Anderson up there. Stillman overskates that. A chance now as the Italians come down. The shot comes in. Janssen picks that up. Sacratini getting a piece of that one.
Sacratini got the shot off, but Stillman, quick to get back, dove and blocked it.
The Italians getting deep in their own zone as Pavlu steps on the ice. Pavlu on the wing. That's flipped all the way in, and the Italians will change as Nicholas Lidstrom collects the puck behind his own goal. Lidstrom comes up to the blue line, drops the pass back. Berglund winds up, big shot upstairs, and Rosati can't get it out of his glove.
It's trapped in the palm of Rosati's glove. He had to bang on his hand with his stick to get the puck out of the catching glove.
You can see the webbing there, and sometimes the puck does get jammed in there in a certain position, and it just won't fall out. I think I'd rather have it stay in there and fall out any day. You can always take the face off. That comes back, and Comploy gathers that. Figliuzzi skates up onto the right side. Figliuzzi getting away from Bergqvist. That was a nice move by him. Slams on the brakes. He's dumped. No penalty on the play. Picks it up and throws it to the far side. Shot all the way in. Bouncing puck as Nordstrom gloves that down. 7:45 gone on the third period. 6-1 the score. This is live on Eurosport. The Swedes outpowering the Italians here in this third period. Svensson moving in right in front of the net as Bergqvist calls for it and gets it along the boards. Bergqvist loses out. The Italians playing a lot of hockey in their own zone.
Geraldo trying to force it out. That isn't going to happen. The Swedes holding things up along the blue line.
Figliuzzi just dumps it into center so the Italians can change. Svensson. Forsland Almost lost it right at the boards with Iovio doing some forechecking for the Italians. Forsland up on the boards. Ramoser goes in. Forsland gets away from him. Svensson unable to control that long pass. Oberau shadowed by Sundin. Pass up. The Italians throwing the puck around but not coming down the ice. Comploy behind his own goal. The Swedes so clever at defending in neutralized territory. Long pass. This is good from the Italians. Iovio is breaking in front of the net. He scores! Oberau put it over. That was nice.
That was a lovely play set up by the Italians. It was Cinneroni to Oberau. Oberau really getting his head up, feeding that puck nicely over to Iovio. Great play. Oberau had fed Cinneroni. Cinneroni gave it back to Oberau, who went over the blue line on the right side. Iovio getting into the play. He's got to step on Svensson. Reaches out at full extension, gets his stick on the puck. A great goal by the Italians. That gets the crowd going.
That was a very pretty goal. You could see Iovio breaking in. He knew exactly what he wanted to do. Nice understanding there. Oberau alertly got it in front of the net.
8:59 del terzo tempo. Seconda rete per l'Italia.
8:59, the time of the goal, and the Italians are closing the gap very, very slowly, but they are closing the gap. The pass up on the wing. Karmbach drops it back. Little tap in front, and Rosati watches that go across. Stillman. Italians wait for everyone to get onside. DeAngelis fires it in. Zerillo gets it all the way back to the blue line. Shot comes in, is deflected high.
Puck going over the plexiglass onto the netting. Orlando picking it up for the linesman. The Swedes want fresh bodies out there again. Orlando, Zerillo, Topatic to stay on the ice for Italy. The Italians are showing a lot of character right now. They really were down 6-0 at one time. They come back. They pulled 2 goals back. They're really starting to string their passes together. They're showing a lot of heart right now. They're playing with a lot of commitment.
Orlando at center with Ornskog as Lundmark goes through his paces on the bench. Lidstrom. Drop back to Lidstrom as Ornskog breaks up on the right side. Some good stuff as the Swedes come down hard on Rosati.
Mikael Andersson is so dangerous. Not a very big guy, but he's very solid. He's so quick. Given a step on the left side, this guy can really make a lot happen. Lets that one go. Rosati wasn't sure where it was. He had done enough to get it out of danger for the Italians.
Ornskog trying to get that back to Andersson. Flipped over onto the near side to DeAngelis. Tapped up to the blue line. The Swedes intercept that as Andersson got back in a hurry. Lidstrom lost the puck. He got a little support from Janssen. Peppered up on the wing, and we have a 2-line pass. We also have a penalty.
High sticking the call. Topatic questioning the referee all the way to the penalty box. The Italians, who seem to be getting their act together, will now find themselves shorthanded for 2 minutes.
10 minutes and 9 seconds gone on the period. Topatic in the box. Face-off just inside. Correction, just outside the zone.
10 minutes and 9 seconds of the third period. Italy's penalty to number 27, Lucio Topa. 2 minutes for high sticking.
What will this do to the Italian momentum? Figliuzzi goes in at center. Berglund and Figliuzzi square off. The Italians with a lot of time shoot it all the way down the ice. Lidstrom with Bergqvist on the far blue line. Hansen is up there too. Everyone coming back now. Curling. Hansen cuts across. Berglund goes up. Berglund up to the blue line. Bounces it off the boards. Flips it over to the far side. Bergqvist. Back to Lidstrom. Back to Bergqvist. Lidstrom along the blue. Lets the shot go. That took a deflection over the top of the net. Oberau powers that along the boards. Lidstrom is there. Lidstrom calling for it. He gets it along the board, or along the blue line rather. Bergqvist. Lidstrom. Bergqvist. Slow, deliberate build-up. The Italians trying to hang on to that box with Oberau, moving back and forth. Another penalty coming up against the Italians. Loose puck in front. The goaltender is off, and the Swedes have an extra attacker out there yet again.
Cross-checking going against the Italians now.
1 minute, 1 second remaining on top of Teague's penalty. Boy, this is going to be a tough few minutes here.
It's going to be a very long 2 minutes as Di Gaetano goes to the box for cross-checking. 5-on-3. Swedes having a quick chat about what they're going to do. Forsland, Larson, Stillman, Shodin, and Sundin on the ice for the Swedes.
Face off deep in Italian territory as we take a look at that again.
Italy's penalty to number 3, Philip Di Gaetano.
Big chop on Hansen. Shodin flips it over as Stillman moves in, and the Swedes set it up. Shodin can't hang on to that. Stillman gets the pass, and the Swedes have to come out of the zone. Chitteroni chasing around in neutralized territory. Some good stuff from Chitteroni as he breaks up that play. Chitteroni skating like a man possessed out there.
He is a little animal. You gotta like the way this guy hustles around on the ice.
Sundin coming down on the right side, slows it down. Forsland in the corner, Larson behind the net. Sundin takes it from Forsland. Sundin drops it back, and Larson is there. Forsland gets a chop in front. Coming in front, the one-timer from Shodin. Shodin breaks his stick. He actually stood out there for a minute. What was he going to do with half a stick?
Well, the puck went to the corner. The blade of his stick hit the goal post.
He was going to try and get a goal on that one. Forsland out front, and it's shot away. Teague steps on the ice. 57 seconds on the other penalty.
Chitteroni, DeAngelis, and Curcelli going to the bench. Get an applause from the crowd as they had really done everything they could do to kill off these penalties. And now the Swedes are going to be penalized. You can see the linesman over to make sure that the Swedes understand they are going to go to the box.
It looked like they got caught on a change out there.
Forsland going over to the penalty box. Oberau having a quick word with the referee.
The time of the penalty is 12:18. 51 seconds, as I said, left on the penalty to Di Gaetano. Face off in neutralized territory with Johansson going up against Orlando.
18 seconds of the third period. Sweden penalty to number 27.
2 minutes to Forsland for complaining. Unsportsmanlike conduct is the call.
So the Canadian referee didn't like something he said. Karmbach slides it across the rink, and the Swedes throw it all the way back into their own zone with Johansson picking it up. 22 seconds on the penalty to Di Gaetano. Karmbach pass up on the blue line, flipped up on the near side to Johansson. Johansson just peppers that into Oberau. Oberau to the far side. Orlando in neutralized territory.
Rosati getting a touch, leaving it for Oberau behind the goal.
The Italians back at full strength now. 13-13 gone, and a giveaway there. Karmbach goes for a skate. Karmbach slowly brings it up, winds up, takes the shot, and that's steered into the corner. Beraldo. The Italians need something now. They're running out of time. Beraldo unable to get a stick on that as Janssen goes in quickly. The bouncing puck comes out to Pavlu. Beraldo in the corner. Janssen goes in there, wraps him up. Lidstrom is there. Figliuzzi now has the loose puck. Figliuzzi gets it back. The shot goes in. Almost a tip there. Beraldo positioned right on the post. The Italians now throwing the puck around. Geraldo back, has the pistol cocked. One times it, big shot.
Figliuzzi right in front of the goal. Got in the way of that shot. He's limping, trying to get off the ice right now. Figliuzzi getting to the Italian bench. Orlando jumping on the ice quickly for him.
4 seconds on the penalty to Forsland. The Italians getting stronger as this one goes on. Pavlu was right there. Pavlu can't get a stick on it.
Gates Orlando with a couple of good moves. He is very shifty. He had a moment there where it looked like he was going to get a shot away. Nordstrom was down right at the blue line. Good play by Orlando. He just stays with the puck nicely. He gets around Stillman. Stillman brings him down. Pavlu is right there, but he had gone by the puck. Nordstrom was able to cover it up.
Five minutes and 37 seconds remaining on the game. 6-2 the score. The Italians are playing some better hockey in this third period.
They certainly have put together a better period. It's much better hockey than they showed us in the first 2 periods of play. They barely had a shot on Nordstrom.
The shot comes in from back of the blue. Orlando working hard to get the drawback. DeCourty now out on the ice as Bergqvist comes up. Bergqvist tries a move on him. It didn't work. DeCourty stayed with him. Long pass out front. Stillman along the ice. Just missing the post, and the Italians unable to hang on to it as that puck comes out of the zone. Chodin. 5 minutes now remaining on the game. Hansen taps it up. Berglund back to Hansen, a one-timer well wide of the target as that rolls along the ice. Back to Johansson to the side of the net. Berglund just tips it in, and the Swedes go for a change as the Italians come out of the zone. Long clearance in by Sacchettini. That bobbles around behind the Swedish net. Johansson hammered out of the plate. Sundin wants to get the puck out. Larson getting it up to Forsland. Forsland over to Sundin. The shot comes in wide of the net again. All the way back to the blue, and big Johansson tips it in along the boards for Forsland. Forsland drops it back to Sundin. Larson is out front. One-timer. That goes upstairs. Sundin puts the shot back in and misses the target. Little tip along the boards, and again the Swedes win the battle at the blue line. Little tip there. Sundin out front.
It's just a matter of time the way the Swedes are moving the puck around in the Italian zone. It was like a shooting gallery. Rosati only able to come up with the first 3 or 4 saves. Can't expect much more from this guy. He's really had a good game for Italy, but he was up against a barrage of pucks coming his way. The Swedes really applying pressure. Sundin with the final say. Shot coming right to the front of the Italian goal. Rosati can't react quick enough.
7-2 with less than 4 minutes on the clock. The Italians bring it back up. Oberau flips that in behind the goal.
16 minutes and 1 second.
Puck along the boards, and the Italians try to get a shot on goal there with 24. Chitteroni pushed out of the play. Karnbach flips it to the far side. Johansson goes in quickly. That comes up, and the Italians just shoot it all the way down the ice. Icing is the call. 16:36 gone.
Diabio's pass too far for Chitteroni. Icing is the call. Matt Sundin collecting his 9th point of the World Championships. 5 goals and 4 assists. He's in the top 5 in scoring. We expected that anyways, but this guy really is starting to bury his opportunities.
Johansson from the face-off. The Italians grab that, try to push it beyond Lidstrom. Lidstrom ties up Ramoser. DeKell over to the far side. Chitteroni goes in. Ramoser moves out in front, but the Swedes are right there. 1, 2, 3, 4 players within about 2 or 3 feet of each other. DeKell going in front, waiting for the pass, and now he has to go in over the red line. Karnbach mixing it up.
Karnbach and Comploy having a good go at each other. The two of them went into the boards quite heavily. Now Oberau's got a few words of wit for Dakel. Chitteroni wants to have a shove. Everybody getting their 2 cents worth in on the play. Canadian referee is going to take a couple of them off, let things cool down a little bit. Karnbach will go to the penalty box. He'll be joined by Comploy. 2 players going into the end boards quite heavily, and then they really had to go at each other again.
They were the 2 in the distance in your picture on that replay. Less than 3 minutes on the clock, and it really has been a sound performance from the Swedes. They've dominated right from the start, and they've looked sharp. They're ready for the next round, that's for sure.
The other problem is that you just get the feeling they've only done as much as they've had to do to have this 7-2 lead. I've seen them play harder than they have tonight. They look relaxed, comfortable. They got control of the game early, and it just seems as though everything is falling into place for them. It's been like a very strong practice for them. They've really been flowing nicely throughout this game.
The Italians, with less than 3 minutes, as I said, really need to do something just to make it a little more respectable. Beraldo couldn't get that, and Anderson comes up onto the blue line. The pass right in front. The backhander goes to the stick side as it's pushed away. Anderson goes in. Ornsku got a piece of that. The Italians, with a bit of time to get it out of the zone, they give it right away to Johansson. Johansson flips it to the far side. The Swedes just killing off the final seconds of this one as they throw the puck around slowly and work it up with Svensson now coming up. Svensson puts it up to Anderson. Anderson showed too much of the puck there, and the Italians. Penalty coming up. Rosati comes off the ice. The Italians shooting the puck right at the Swedes. Curcelli doing the intelligent thing. They want the penalty right away, and they're going to have it. 18 minutes gone. 2 minutes left in the game.
Ornsku goes to the penalty box. The Italians will have a 4-on-3. Orlando coming back onto the ice with Zerillo.
Face-off comes out of the zone. The Italians, well, can they make it a little more respectable here in the final 2 minutes? Berglund gets in there. Leftley really has been up against it. The Italian coach has done well with his team to get where they are today, but they're not going to get by the Swedes, that's for sure. Orlando drops it back. DeAngelis is out front. DeAngelis at the side of the circle, throws it back in over the red line. The return pass, that's flipped over to the top of the slot, right on the blue line. The Italians peppering that goal. Di Gaetano, Orlando, glove down.
Orlando closing his hand on the puck. The referee making the call. The faceoff will come outside of the Swedish zone. Curcelli's one-timer went off the back of the Swedish defenseman. Nordstrom wasn't sure where the puck was. Orlando was trying to get a hold of it. It was bouncing around. Chodin back to take Orlando out. The referee was right behind the plate. He made the call.
Orlando looks up at the clock. He knows that it's going to be over in 1 minute and 25 seconds. Chodin throws it to an open wing. Mike DeAngelis goes deep. Orlando circles at the blue line. Orlando on the right, Zerillo on the left. Chodin grabs that and just fires it back down into Italian territory. 1 minute on the game. 7-2 is the score. The Swedes performed well in this one. Jansson finds an opening, bounces it back. Down on the ice, the Italians with a 5-on-4 situation out there. Correction, 5-on-3. 5-on-3 as the Italians with Oberau at the blue line. Closing in. Nordstrom goes down. Big save. Orlando swiping. Topatig was there.
Kenny Janssen trying to defend Nordstrom. Topatig and Orlando both trying to have a crack at the rebound. Nordstrom able to hold on for a face-off. A couple of good chops by the Italians, but Nordstrom had the pads there.
Fischliuzzi hurting on the bench.
He took a shot from his own player right in front of the Swedish goal earlier, and he went limping off, getting some treatment on his leg.
Good steal there as the Swedes shoot it down the ice. Just 15 seconds on the game. Listen to the noise in the background. The Swedish supporters have come a long way. They're here in their thousands. They're really enjoying this performance. Oberau with the final touch for the Italians. There goes the buzzer. And everyone goes back to congratulate Nordstrom. He didn't have a lot to do, but he played well, only letting in 2 goals. Topatig and Iovio picking up the Italian goals, but the Swedes really did overpower the Italians. They were much better on the night. They looked a lot sharper, they were faster, they were stronger.
A very convincing win for the Swedes. They'll get ready for their next game now. The Italians, to their credit, did everything they could do. They fought hard to get into this round. And now they will have the rest of the tournament off in the summer to get themselves ready for next season.
The Swedes will go on into the next round. We know the Americans have advanced, so the Swedes are there now. And things are building nicely for games tomorrow. Canada take on the Czech Republic, and the Finns against the Austrian side. The Canadians looking very sharp lately. Don't count out the Czech Republic. The Finns, I feel they're going to beat the Austrians, but anything can happen in this kind of hockey.
Certainly can. We saw the Americans knock the Russians off today. We thought the Italians would play this game tougher, but to the Swedes' credit, they just came out firing on all cylinders, and they were just too much for the Italians to handle.
Well, Bob, I know it's a difficult task, but somebody's got to do it. How about the most valuable player for the Swedes?
I'm going to take number 20, Jörgen Janssen, for my player of the game. For the Italians, I'll take Bob Oberau, not because his future father-in-law is sitting next to you, but I'll take him because he played a good, solid game for the Italians.
Bob Oberau, always strong, always consistent, back on the D. Rosati, I thought, played well. He really was overpowered on several occasions. The shots were raining in, and he did what he had to do, but really the Swedes on the night were much too powerful.
The awards for the best players of the match and for the best players.
Here come the awards for the best players of the match.
Over by Dr. Paul Saber.
See how well Volks does on this one.
And member of the
Boy, I'm lining up those drinks.
The awards for the best player of the match are sponsored.
Well, I don't know. You're probably in a hurry to get back to the hotel, aren't you? You didn't ask the manager to tape Starsky and Hutch for you tonight.
Sponsored by Natswanger Ecology Systems Bolzano.
We're going to run out of time in a minute, I feel. Topatig gets the most valuable player.
Well, how can I argue with that? He's a very popular character throughout Italy. He's one of the top Italian players.
Strong performance by Topatig. Janssen gets it for the Swedes, so 1 out of 2 isn't too bad.
Seems to be my luck most games. I'm getting 1 out of 2 anyway.
The Swedish fans in their thousands waving their flags with their painted faces up there really have enjoyed this game. 7-2 the final score. Sweden coming out on top over the Italians. So the Italians can sit back now and relax for the rest of the summer. The Swedes will fight on in the next round. special award for the goaltender Rosati. He played well and deserves everything he gets.
De Angelis gets the Best Defenseman award for the Italian team.
Skoda, the official